What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Aidric Solo Show, which is exactly what it sounds like. Me, Aidric, here alone, solo in my room, doing my own podcast over things that I find interesting. So, our first topic for this week is an entire town beefing with peacocks. That is in the words of ChatGPT, not me. So, we're actually going to go to the New York Post. So, a reputable source talking about things you missed this week. Um, so out in Italy, it turns out, in a small seaside town called Putin, Pana, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Pana Maria is divided over how to deal with a flock of 100 aggressive peacocks. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen a peacock, but these people apparently have 100 of them. The brazen birds, whose population there is believed to have started with a one escaped peacock decades ago, roam the streets and cause property damage. They destroy cars by attacking their own reflection. They poop sticky guna. Guna. All right, all over the sidewalk, making it dangerous to walk, and they block traffic. Man, imagine having so many peacocks that they're pooping guna on the streets, and you just got to deal with it now. That that'd be horrible. Also, are they like all targeting the same spot? How is it that slick that like one little pile of guna can can slip you? Like I'd understand if it was, no, actually I don't understand. I don't understand at all. Like I'm trying to think of like regular birds, right? I'm imagining regular bird poop, but like times five, even times five, I couldn't slip on regular bird poop. It doesn't matter how fresh it is. I mean, that's a spot like maybe the size of like a grapefruit. Like it'd be like sticky. It'd be like stepping in like a really bad puddle of gum. Not slip worthy. Um, Local shop owner Razan, I don't even know how to pronounce that last name. I'm not even going to try. Told CNN the 3,000 residents are split over what to do with the pesky creatures. Some want them sent to the local zoo, and others ask they remain free in hopes of boosting tourism. Already, the real question is what zoo is got the facilities to handle 100 peacocks that apparently the city can't handle. If the city as a whole can't handle the peacocks, how the hell is one zoo gonna corral them all? I mean, and peacocks are big too. I mean, they're like the birds themselves are pretty small, but they start like fluffing their feathers. Oh man, you're gonna need you one big zoo. I don't even know. I don't even know how that'd work. Damn. Okay. Well, onto our next topic of this week. Let's see, tainted love. Tainted is spelled T-A-I. AI is capitalized to insinuate AI. So, a growing trend in China and other countries apparently is people creating AI versions of their former girlfriends and boyfriends um, to get closure. So basically, what you do is you upload all the corny ass things you've ever said to your ex, all the corny ass things they pretended to say back, and then they just copy down your conversations pretty much. Like they learn their flow, and they like you upload photos of their face, and then they can make a 1-to-1 replica of your boothing, I guess, so that way you can get closure. I don't I don't know how effective that would be. I don't know. All of my exes don't really have issues getting over me because this is what I do for fun. So anytime they miss me, they pull up the Adric solo show that's got 5 views on it, and all of a sudden they don't miss me anymore. But I guess if you were a likable enough person, that wouldn't be an issue for you. Um, trying to imagine how that one would work. So it says here, I don't know if it's just like a facial like identification thing, like they're trying to get a database on what everyone looks like so they can track you better or what. but it says here you need to upload photos of your ex. So I don't know if they make like AI videos of your ex boyfriend or girlfriend like sitting there talking to you. If they do, that's pretty awesome sauce. I'm not gonna lie. I imagine there's a delay too. I imagine like you say something and then it's just and then they go, which is only a little weird. Like imagine spilling your heart, be like, I miss you so much. You were the best thing that ever happened to me, and then it's just like 10 seconds of silence, and then there's just like some voice that sounds like kind of like your ex, who's just like, I miss you too. I don't know why I left you, and then that's just like supposed to make it all okay. I don't know. So in our next pressing story of the day, we have the return of the Mac. We're just gonna go down the line on this article here. So I don't know if anyone here has ever been fired from their job, particularly their fast food job, but that's an achievement. I'm not gonna lie. Now, to be fair, the place this guy got fired from was Chick-fil-A, and I have to imagine out of all the fast food jobs, Chick-fil-A's got to be one of the easier ones to get fired from. So I'll give him that. You know, you don't say my pleasure or something. You're just fucking canned out the door, buddy. It's good knowing you. But this former employee who also has a name I cannot pronounce, Keyshawn Jones, was fired from their job at Chick Fil A in Grapevine, Texas, and about a month later he began coming in and apparently jumping behind the counter, ringing himself in for mac and cheeses, and then redeeming like then pressing refund on the mac and cheese button and like tapping his card and getting cash from the business that way. Which I don't know why you wouldn't do that while you work there. I don't know why you wouldn't go get another job at another Chick Fil A, so that way you actually have a reason to be behind the counter and do it then. And I don't know how it says here he got away with about $80,000 in refunds before anyone noticed. So 800 fake orders. So he went behind that cashier spot 800 times, and nobody said a thing. So really, they should fire the whole place because I mean you got like I don't even know the opposite of the Avengers working behind the counter apparently. Nobody's got a backbone. No one's gonna say anything to the owner, but which makes me wonder what kind of fucking villain this dude was to get fired. I mean, everyone else is willing to watch like this man steal $80,000 and do nothing. Like, what was he doing beforehand? Just like putting ice in the fryer in front of the owner, and then like I don't even know. I don't know how you could possibly get fired for that. And then the other thing is why mac and cheese? Like, there's got to be something that's worth more. Like, the mac and cheese is like what, $4? You can at least ring yourself in for a chicken sandwich. Maybe bring down the number of orders. So what? That's 3 times as much. So a third of the orders. That'd be like 200 orders, 250 orders, something like that. So you would only have to do it 250 times, and maybe then it wouldn't raise a red flag. I don't know. After the 800th order, like Abigail finally had enough. Anyway, we're gonna keep going down the site here. They got some pretty good stories. Blazing wrenches. I think you've got the fastest Allen wrench in the land. Oh boy, do I! Think again. The honor belongs to UK resident Hayley McCauley of Wigan, just outside of Manchester. The second flat pack world, she apparently defended her title at the Flat Pack World Championship on May 1st. Um. Oh, okay. So you raced through multiple rounds of assembling IKEA furniture with a live audience. Apparently, I have to imagine that is mom, dad, and then maybe whatever poor spouse you managed to drag along that will probably be breaking up with you shortly after. I imagine the same people who go to IKEA assembling competitions are also the same kind of people who have AI like ex girlfriends and stuff. So I imagine any of the spouses or girlfriends who got dragged along to this competition are now currently being gooned to via their AI counterpart. um, reported that she stays speedy and precise and calm under pressure during the final round, in which she put her nightstand together in just over 8 minutes. That's actually pretty impressive. Um, for those of you trust fund kids that are watching on like Spotify Premium, you guys don't get to see this, but there's actually a nightstand back there that I built by my with my own hands, and I'd say I think it took me like 30 minutes to assemble, and I cut all the pieces individually. Like I knew where everything went. Like I was the speediest Allen wrencher in the West, with the exception of our dear friend Haley here. And it still would take me like 30 minutes. So I couldn't imagine doing it in 8. That is pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. We need to get her at the local Chick-fil-A. Her fingers are really fast. She can go in there and type in all the orders and then ring them up with her card before anyone notices. But in other news, this just reminded me of a time when in school, for some reason, for my healthy living class, they made us watch. They made us watch a TV show, really fucked up TV show. Looking back on it, it was 5 different people, all under the influence of different substances. So they gave them money to go buy. Like one dude was smoking weed, the other dude was doing meth, coke, heroin, and there's one other like substance. I think it was like a psychedelic drug or something, and it was supposed to be like a study of your brain on these drugs, which, fine, whatever, clinical studies need to get done. But then they would record it, and you watched them try to complete tasks. So like the first one was driving. They had them out on the fucking public roads for some reason. The second one was putting together furniture, though, and you got to see how the different drugs affected your ability to do the furniture. Oddly enough, meth does lock you in. So if any of you guys got a lot of IKEA furniture that needs to get put together, you can just follow in the footsteps of Haley here. Take a little bit of meth, and it'll actually lock you in, so you can assemble your IKEA furniture in sub 8 minutes. Alrighty. Well, anyway, we're just honestly, this is a good article. I had a bunch of them pulled up on ChatGPT of like major news events that have happened within the last week, but this article is actually a treasure trove. So we'll just keep going. Now boarding. Emily Ben Abraham of Elliott Event Robotics. Oh my goodness, I cannot read. Bought 2 tickets and boarded Southwest Airlines flight for an unusual competition. A robot that was very cleverly named Bebop. Reported on May 4th, the 4-foot, 70-pound robot gave the plane crew a pause. First, Ben had to move Bebop from the side aisle seat where its presence violated airline rules about large carry-ons to the window seat, but the challengers didn't end there. A crew determined that Bebop's lithium batteries exceeded Southwest's allowable amount. The flight, which landed and was delayed just over an hour while the batteries were removed and confiscated. Elliott Event Robotics says Bebop will continue to fly commercial, but without batteries. That didn't raise any questions in like the TSA line. Like they weren't like, hey, hey Elliot, how you doing? What's this little thing you have with you here? It's just Bebop. It's just Bebop. Yeah, it's just Bebop. All right, you want to tell us a little bit more about Bebop? Nah, he's a chill dude, man. You just let him through, man. All right. Seems good to me. You're good to go, man. You're good to go. Like, who let that one slide? I don't know. Like I tried to go through TSA the other day. Yeah, not the other day, like a year ago, and I had fruit snacks in my bag, and they wouldn't let me go because they couldn't determine if the fruit snacks were actually fruit snacks or cluster bombs. I told the lady that she could open one and eat one, and that would let her know. And she confiscated all of my goddamn fruit snacks in belief that they were cluster bombs. So you can't get fruit snacks, but you can get the 70-pound Bebop robot through TSA, which has got to be an absolute nightmare to sit next to. Like imagine sitting there on the flight and this lady's just got like a giant like robot humanoid in her hands, and you're trying to sit back there, you're trying to like lay back, enjoy your flight as much as you can in your tiny economy class seat, because I imagine she didn't buy first class, and there's this person next to you that's just got bebop, and you're just got like a little finger, like a robot finger just poking into your side, and you're just like, hey, can you not? And then she moves it to the other side and then blocks the entire aisle, and then she has to move it back, and then on top of it all, you have 3 flight attendants climbing over your body in an attempt to remove the lithium batteries from Bebop. Yeah. This is why Spirit Airlines should not have gone out of business. Like, this didn't happen on Spirit Airlines. This has happened on Southwest. If you were flying Spirit, this is just the risk you take. You gotta, if you're traveling 1,000 miles for $30, all right, you know what? Maybe you gotta sit next to Bebop. But if you're going on Southwest, this was a $300 ticket. You paid good money to sit next to Bebop. You didn't pay $30. All right, it's come to this. This is the next story. A Florida couple were arrested for criminal mischief after burning a neighbor's drone when it mistakenly landed in their yard. The smoking gun reported on May 8th. Christopher Paul of St. Louis and Lucy was flying his DJI Mini 3 Pro drone when it lost communication. When the drone is programmed to go back to its point of origin, it somehow ended up in Sandra, of course the name's Sandra, Marcellus backyard. Polana located the drone using a GPS tracker, and when she approached her home, Marculus, 43-year-old, told him that her Ring camera, you don't give a fuck drone anymore. This article makes no sense. I promise you I'm not this bad at reading. Admitted to burning the drone. Police confirmed that the drone has been burned in a fire pit. The couple were charged with a felony but were released from court after paying a $2,500 bond. First, I gotta know how expensive it is. Hold on here. I'm gonna look it up before I give my take on this, because I'm not gonna lie. I accidentally parked a drone in someone's in someone's backyard once, but I got it from David Buster's when I was like 10, and it was a $40 drone. So let's see how much this bad boy costs. Oh, this is a $1,100 drone. Well, no, there's different kinds. Mini 5, Mini 3. Okay. Actually, the Mini 3 is only like $500. All right. So your $500 drone gets flown into your backyard. I guess the only other, like, I can kind of understand burning it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's some crazy motherfuckers out there that are just like they genuinely believe like the government and people are out to get them. And if they see a drone fly into their backyard, they're gonna be like, yeah, we gotta fucking get this bad boy burned before they like bring the rest of their crew and come drone strike the trailer. I imagine this happened in a trailer. This seems like some trailer activities. No offense to those of you guys that are living in trailers listening or watching this. I don't know. Yeah, especially since they had the fire pit. Since they had a fire pits are usually one of those things, you're either rich or poor. You either living in like $1 million mansion with a beautiful stone fire pit that you just burned the drone in, or you got like a little metal like box that you like use to burn scrap copper wire and stuff, that you just threw the drone on top and called it a day. One or the other. I don't know. Let's take a look at the names. I'm guessing we can figure it out based off the names. Marcellus. Alright, it's very Romeo and Juliet. You don't have a fucking drone anymore. Okay. And now this article's a little funnier now that I'm like kind of deciphering the fucking code. She told her, you don't have a fucking drone anymore. Marcellus and her husband, Alquidiven. Daniels. All right, I'm guessing with a name. So it's Al Quid Even. Al Quid Even. Alquidivan and Marcellus. I actually don't know what to make of this. This is either trailer park or a million, like $10 million like net worth minimum. I actually genuinely have no clue. We're just gonna take that as our cue to move on to the next one. Nature Gone Wild. A Florida woman who feared she heard someone breaking into her house was met with a bigger surprise. Two alligators duking it out on her screened-in Lania. According to UPI, on May 3rd, Kayla Burness of Av Marina was home with a sleeping baby when she heard the clamor. The gators tore through the mesh and film one of them biting the other tail. It definitely looked like they were fighting over territory or something. She said wasn't like a mating ritual that I've seen, because there was blood and it was in its hindquarters, like in its jaw through the door. Bro, all right, this is why this article has these stories on it. It's got the worst grammar ever. A licensed trapper came and captured the gators and relocated them. It was scary. And I just warned everyone in the neighborhood, watch your kids, watch the dogs, because it was pretty fast and they were powerful. Well, that is kind of their thing. You think that's like the boxing arena for the gators? Like, you think that's a predetermined thing? They're like, yo, we're gonna go break into this mesh area first, and then we're gonna duke it out. Cause my aunt's got one of those. It's about the size of my room. It'd make for a pretty good gator fight. Like, there's some room to move around, flip around, but at the end of the day, you're still pretty trapped in there. And then I guess the mesh kind of keeps you going. So if you really need to escape, you got to earn it. You got to climb through the mesh. You got to break through. You got to get through the gate that you like broke in through originally, one or the other. I don't know. That's pretty awesome sauce right there. Not much more to say on that, honestly. It's not like it was a mating ritual, she said. That one's probably pretty obvious. I'm not gonna lie. If two if two gators break into my house, and like someone comes and interviews me about them, they're gonna be like, "Yo, what happened?" I'll be like, "Bro, I don't even know. Two gators came in and they just started fucking duking it out, man." And then I just like, I didn't even know what to do. I'm not gonna be like, I don't think it was a mating ritual. It didn't look like it. I mean, there was blood. I don't know. That's not what I'm doing, man. Alrighty. The next story is the tech revolution. Residents of a Toronto neighborhood banded together after a Google Maps glitch had drivers heading the wrong way down a one-way road for several days. UPI reported on May 6th that as early as April 29th, Google Maps had mistakenly listed the southbound only Wanda Drive as a northbound street. The drivers come up here with such gusto, repeated. The crossing guard seems ready to kneel over. Residents put up a sign, GPS is wrong. They appealed to the local police and even to Google. The city even had to install a temporary do not enter sign before Google Maps corrected the error. I will be following up with Google Maps to understand what went wrong and what improvements can be made to prevent this situation in the future, said in a social media post, the city mayor. These sorts of glitches cause real and immediate safety impacts. I have always wondered how Google Maps knows if they're right or wrong, because there's a roundabout, or not a roundabout. It's like it's a highway. And again, for you trust fund kids that are watching at home, you're not gonna be able to see this, but there's this highway, and it goes into like one of those loop-de-loop things that like takes you to the lower part of the highway. Or you can kind of, like, when you're going on there, you can actually take a left that conjoins to another highway. And Google Maps tells you all the time to take that left if you're trying to go down to, like, left that part of the city. And then when you get there, you actually realize that it's a road closed and you have to turn your happy little ass around and get back on the road. And I don't know how Google Maps has not yet realized that this road is closed. It's been closed for years, like since I've started driving. I'm almost 19. This road has been like this since I was 16. So it's not like this is just some temporary construction going on. Because I can't learn the roads. I've fallen victim to this trap many, many times. But I don't know how Google Maps can watch someone turn around literally every time and go the wrong way, and they don't have some system that eventually goes, all right, look, maybe this isn't it, and maybe there's some real troopers. I don't know. I'm in kind of a redneck territory. Like this area is like this area is pretty redneck territory. Like these are some motherfuckers that would burn a drone if they found it in their backyard. So maybe they're taking their like clapped out 1998 like all metal Chevys and they're just fucking burning through the barricade. Because the road is still 100% intact. Like, you could definitely drive on this road. They just have it closed for pure love of the game. Like, I actually couldn't tell you why they have it closed. But we'll move on to our next one. It's called Awesome, which is an awesome one to end on. It looks like it's the last of this article, because I have been saying awesome sauce, like every other article here. A pop-up bookless bookstore opened on May 1st in the Lower East Side of Manhattan in New York City, Yahoo News reported. The Audible Story House showcases only, you guessed it, audiobooks. This is the physical place entirely dedicated to bringing audio storytelling to life. Audible CEO said that visitors can browse tablets called story tiles and listen to experts through headphones. Excuse me, I apologize. This space also offers a room with speakers for those who prefer to listen without headphones, according to the press release. It's called the Listening Bar, and it's guided by story tenures to find stories that match their interests, preferences, and the store will be open throughout May. So it's a 1 month store. It's like a Spirit Halloween but book edition. Hell yeah. I don't know. I like imagine like no, actually, I was about to say, imagine getting in on like a group book orgy. Like I was about to say, like imagine how like unappealing that would be. But I used to really mess with story time back in kindergarten. Like even when I did eventually learn to read, like the teacher was just so much better at it. Like one of my biggest memories from fifth grade actually is of my teacher. I'm not gonna name drop. I almost did, but we're gonna keep it 100 here. Of my teacher reading like a Rumpelstiltskin book, but it was one of the like Grimm's fairy tales. I want to say it was a very expanded upon version. It was like 500 pages, and it was a good story. And I was just like I'd just sit there every day and just like listen to her read it, and it was a hell of a time. So honestly, you know what? Like let's relive the magic. Let me and a few other strangers like cuddle up together on a beanbag, and we'll listen to Stephen King or whatever the hell they decide they want to play for us. So that is the end of this awesome article. I don't know why that news podcast was called Awesome, or at least the last one. Let's see here. We'll go to 710 WOR. A zebra turned out to be a painted donkey. It's like those bears out in China that like they think are human. So this story came out on 5/8/26. What the hell? This is talking about UFOs. Okay, here we go. You just had to you had to scroll past the UFOs to get to the zebra. All right. By far the most bizarre story of the week came from Albania, where a prankster painted stripes on a donkey and fooled people into thinking it was an escaped zebra. You know what? That's pretty awesome, actually. The wild hoax, which occurred in the country's capital city of, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, began when a seemingly exotic animal suddenly appeared on a major thoroughfare. Sharing footage of the striped creature, a local media outlet quickly reported that it was an extraordinary inhabitant. A zebra had escaped from the city's zoo. To one images was their profound embarrassment. The website subsequently posted a reaction when the facility reached out and explained that they had been duped by a hooligan when a donkey had some hair dye. So I got three major questions. One is like how does one paint a donkey? I mean I can't say that I have much experience with painting donkeys, but I can't imagine they stay still. Like especially if you're using bleach or something that like it's kind of rough on your hair. Like that's got a mild burn to it. No donkey's just gonna sit there and let you paint them the entire time. And you really got to paint them, especially to make it believable enough for a news story or like a news outlet to believe it. Like you really got to get under that underbelly and stuff. I mean, that requires some effort. And then, God forbid you like accidentally mess up and you just like you jerk your hand a little too much and the black just goes straight through the white. That'd be very unfortunate. I don't know. I'm gonna look up a photo of a donkey and then of a zebra. We're gonna see how similar they look, because I actually think they're pretty similar looking. Donkey. Like is this like, say that it was well done, say we got like a barber out here, or no, a professional face painter out here painting this this donkey. How believable is it? So donkeys are really short and kind of stupid looking. They got really big ears. All right, so that's what a donkey looks like. Zebra. It's thinking about it. Oh, it doesn't bring up photos of zebras. Hold on. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We're pulling it up. Slowly but surely. Honestly, I could see it. I'm not gonna lie. If you manage to do a good paint job, I could see it. The most major difference is in the mane, but like, unless you're an animal expert, you're probably not gonna know that like donkeys have manes that go like I'm doing this, but like for those of you trust fund kids again that aren't watching on YouTube, you're not seeing it, but like the zebras have spiked up mohawk hair, and then the donkeys have sideswiped hair that like kind of droops down. So that's the only major difference though. But I couldn't imagine like getting the paint around the donkey's eyes or its mouth or anything, because they got stripes all over. Or maybe it was just really stupid and like they just didn't paint the head, and the news article was just tripping. They didn't know what the hell they were looking at. They just wanted something to report that day. It's always possible. I don't know. You get the rookie on the screen who's looking to make his big break, and he starts talking, and then that's what happens. So I don't know. So that was my first question, is how one paints it. The second is, did he lead it into the city? I mean, was he walking through the city with like a donkey, or I guess a zebra? I was gonna try to make a word between the two of them, but it would have turned out really corny. So was he just walking it through the city and then just dropped the leash and ran, or like was he there with it? It didn't. I'm sure it would have said he was there with it if he was. So, I mean, how does he get there? Did he just have it in the back of a van, push it out, and drive off? I don't know what that process would look like. Like me personally, I'd be there with my zebra donkey in hand, getting people's reactions. Like I'd be like, $5, you can come pet the zebra. Just don't pet it too hard, otherwise you're gonna die on your hands. I don't know. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to wrap this podcast up pretty soon here, but we're gonna read one more story from people.com. Something about a maid. Already. Maid of honor goes viral after falling twice before sister's wedding. Oh, okay, never mind. This is not entertaining enough. Let's get an internet. Hold on. They're offering ChatGPT is offering more stories. Let's get some internet drama. I recently learned about Tyler Catastrophe, so hopefully they'll give me something on that. Streamers are getting exposed for fake random encounters. That's not new. I'm not gonna lie. Like streamers and like YouTubers getting exposed for doing like fake things has been around since the dawn of the fucking internet. Like I think the mailing myself in a box challenge is what like first made like content creators realize like I don't actually have to make content. I can just fake it, and 12-year-olds will click on my videos and they will like and subscribe. Because I don't know if anyone remembers that trend from like 2016. I was one of the 12-year-olds that was clicking on the videos and like watching in anticipation as Rice Gum hops out of a box and a creepy clown that he like is inhabiting the sewer that he got delivered to for some reason. And I believe like full-heartedly like someone shipped his ass to the sewer and there just happened to be a creepy clown there. I mean, I don't know. That's not a new one. I imagine they've gotten better at it, but it's not a new one. Like Morgs, Morgs is the true MVP of the fake fake everything. I can't even remember. I just know some of it was fake, but all I can remember is his mom just going Morgs. I don't know. He still uploads too. I think that's the best part. Hold on here. Let's go to his YouTube channel here. Speaking of YouTube channels, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you should totally like, comment, subscribe. You know, do your due diligence to the Aidric solo show Overlords. Oh, all right, that was probably an accidental ear rape. I apologize. Morgs. All right, he's got like. Oh, okay, never mind. For a second, I thought, well, no, that actually is still probably AI. For a second, I thought he had an AI thing, but I think he does. No one's hair is that crisp. All right, so 1 year ago, he posted my final year on YouTube, but he's still posting. It's just Mr. Beast copycat videos pretty much at this point. 24 hours in the world's cheapest country. I'm sure he goes to like, I don't even know, like the Bronx. He just goes to some random hood and is like, yo, this is the world's cheapest country, guys. I went on the cheapest 5-star hotel. I took the cheapest flight everywhere. Allegedly, you can get a 5-star hotel out in Italy for $20. I imagine it's the same place where the peacocks are out roaming about. You know, you might step in the Goomba. Oh, maybe it's Goomba. Oh, what the hell? He's got a video of his mom on a slide. That was actually the last one that he uploaded. It was 24 minutes. Can you profit from an all-inclusive holiday? So is he just trying to maximize his money and like cost them money at the same time? Like, does he just eat so much? I don't know. But when you hover your mouse over the video, the first thing is just his mom on a slide. It's actually the only thing. It's like a up and down, like the pirate ship roller coaster at Six Flags. Just back and forth. I'm actually getting kind of sick watching it. So we're gonna move on. Anyway, if by some miracle you guys actually made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching, and drop a like, subscribe, follow. I think that's what you can do on Spotify. I actually don't know. This might be going up on SoundCloud. If SoundCloud by some miracle has a way for you to follow me, you should like totally do it, because I'm sure that I will consistently post podcasts for about 4 days and then get tired of it, quit, and then go to uploading once a month. But anyway, have a good rest of your day, guys, and thank you for listening. Peace out.